kind of trouble did you have? I don't know where you're getting your information, Pebble, but intention is everything. Welcome in, Max. Welcome in, Tanmay, all the way from India. Okay, Max, slow your roll. Thank you, soldier. Cheers, everybody. I hope you had time to get your coffee, because the one I got out right now is pretty good. Negative self-talk. Stop telling yourself you're a little bitch. I don't know. When you have that negative talk come over you, or thoughts, you have to understand that it's coming from somewhere else. It's not actually you. Because why would you talk shit about yourself? It's unorthodox to do so. But we're gaslit into thinking so. When it's actually projected energy. Nine times out of 10, it's usually coming from someone else. Because of the darkness that prevails our world, there's envy, there's hate, there's malice. And usually when you try to rise, that's when you witness it for yourself. Because you might rise above someone else. You might leave someone in the dust. Welcome in, Robert. Welcome in, Michael. Emma. Kimberly. Max, he's ruthless tonight. What are your thoughts on the industrial society and its future? Well, it still has potential to some degree, but we need to allow it to update and upgrade. We need to take recycling into effect. You're going to have to find it somewhere else, Gray. Welcome in from Spain. Thank you. All right. Anyway, I'm going to get into the collective reading. I've already got it shuffled. I've already got it out on the table. So we're going to talk about it. So collective, I'm speaking with somebody that's stepping into their power. You're releasing a lot of the past. And I'll tell you right now, you've been through it. And Angel Jeremiah is here to tell you to call your power back. So I asked him, I said, so what's the deal? And yeah, so there's a whole reading here. Forgiveness is about no longer allowing someone or something to affect your state of happiness. It doesn't mean you have to forget the past or avoid a situation entirely. Right now, you are being encouraged to take your power, your light, and your capacity to make a decision back into your own hands. By taking back what is yours, you also command respect from those around you. Activation. I forget the past and I give myself the respect I deserve. And for who I'm speaking to and who this reading is going to resonate with, you should be doing this every day. Considering who you've been dealing with, you need to do this every day. Thank you, Max. I wouldn't have said it any different. Thank you, Max. That was brilliant. You know what? Yeah. Great job. So I'm going to start off with the fact that you are stepping into your divine energy, collective. Okay, no ifs, ands, or buts. There's nothing stopping you from doing this. Okay, I'm just going to let you know. I'm going to let you know also is that for the most part, I think the gang stalking is finished. I think it's done, as far as I'm concerned. And these karmic monkeys that thought that they were doing a good thing by coming up against you and being stupid are finding out the truth. And some of these people actually have a good heart. Some of these people actually have good nature about them. and they were manipulated. They were lied to. And they were brought into something that they don't want anything to do with. They want no part of it. And quite frankly, they are livid due to the disrespect, due to the fact that the damage that was caused by what was going on. They're finding out the truth, collective. And I think somebody's about to speak up. Somebody in the mix is about to speak up. Because this was found on the floor. And you know what? This particular person, this karmic that you were dealing with, they didn't show up like a karmic. Okay? I'm going to just clarify that for you right now. They did not show up like a karmic. Quite frankly, they showed up like an emperor. And they deceived the fuck out of you. Not only did they deceive the fuck out of you, but they deceived the absolute shit out of other people. Okay? And not only did they void their divine connection, because you and this person were actually supposed to help change the world. You and this person were actually supposed to do something beautiful in this life. But they weren't ready. They weren't ready to change, they weren't ready to rise. They would rather wear the mask of the emperor rather than actually become the emperor. Okay? So, this is no masculine, no feminine, right? There's no man, no woman here. It's energy. They threw away their 10 of Cups. And they threw away any possibility to follow their dreams, to make up their mind and believe in themselves. They threw it all away by choosing to play a stupid game. And this ties into the hitman that fell in love with you storyline. And now they absolutely regret everything they did. Had they known the truth, things would have been way different. But even they were deceived. So the player got played by a player to play you, collective. And they didn't find out until it was too late. It's to the point that you were the kryptonite to the whole situation. Because this particular so-called masked emperor had a history and had a reputation. And it wasn't a very good reputation. So anyway, I'm going to get the karmics out of the way, because it's the shorter version of the story. So they are appalled at the fact that they were disrespected by somebody they thought they could trust. It's also the fact that they're not calm. They're not calm. They're very volatile at this time. Okay? With disgust. All right? And they have no qualms at doing whatever they're doing. And there's some sort of a new idea. Okay? They've been inspired. They've been inspired, or they will be quite soon. Right now, they're licking their wounds. And they're looking towards the future. And they're praying that they don't get any retribution karmically for what they almost pretty well got themselves into. The fact that they were able to do damage control and back away. You know, now they're begging for the rest of their life back. They were commissioned, they were paid, they were blackmailed, they were coerced, they were manipulated emotionally, psychologically, some of them sexually, into bringing illusions to your life, collective. Literally becoming a partner, create illusions, setbacks, and sabotage. We got the Three of Pentacles reversed. And this is coercion. This is manipulation. This is sabotage. The moon in the upright is illusions and emotion. Okay? And the Empress in the reverse is absolute destruction of anything being born. This is self-destructive. This is also very sabotagic kind of energy. This is Miss Destructo in my karmic chicken. She's very negative energy. She would sooner see somebody in pain than and facing death than anything else. She's very disgusting, very sick, and twisted. And specifically with the moon and the Three of Pentacles all together with this, this is what they were commissioned to do. And for most of you, all their plans were thwarted because they never worked. To some degree, there were a couple situations that did, but they soon failed afterwards. They didn't pan out. And now they're sitting here begging, trying to manipulate what they're going to do next, right? But they've got nothing to grab on. They're grasping at straws. How do I know that this is the Karmic clowns that got manipulated? The Karmic's card came out. And they're stagnant. They're shook. They're at a dead end. They're frozen. And Spirit's saying you might have called them out. Like, these are third-party haters. They learned their lesson. They know not to screw with you. Some of these karmics are petrified of you. Some of these karmics are scared, shitless. And all they can do right now is try to clear their mind, let go, and breathe. They're trying and focusing on recharging. They're actually taking your advice. Now I'm picking up that this is somebody with a platform. They're actually following suit and taking their advice. I think that's where the Ace of Acorns and the Queen of Crystals, they're basically licking their wounds, and they're focusing on something maybe of the future with the Six of Cups. Okay? So, that's the karmics. Oh, there they are. Process of elimination. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Got them dealt with. So this is why you're calling your power back. You might have found that there's a less of an energy. There was definitely energy work going on. There's definitely energy work. Okay. I'm gonna, yeah, so put that away. I'm gonna start with you. All right? Overall energy? Yeah, I'm gonna start with the overall energy. Are these? Yeah, that's the karmics too. All right, so the overall energy, what you're going into is you're gonna find out a lot about the rumors. You're gonna find out about the drama. You're gonna find out about the gossip. All right? And you're gonna find out about the sabotage. Because there was sabotage going on. And it wasn't just 3 people, it was more than that. The whole crew. It was something to do with the 4 of Wands. Now, some of you think about this as a house. Some of you think it was a relationship. The way I'm feeling, this is your stability. All right? They were trying to sabotage your stability and your ability to step into your power. They were keeping you from doing what you're always meant to do. Remember in the beginning I said that it's going to happen? The 4 of Wands is in the upright position. Okay? So this is a celebration of stability. Whether that could be a family, a tribe, a marriage of some sort. This is what you're walking into. You're walking into stability, abundance, prosperity. Whether they like it or not. And the fact that this 4 of Wands is happening is because you didn't submit. You didn't submit to the sabotage. The karmics that you were dealing with are very selfish, very entitled. Okay? They're very disgusting people. And they wanted you to do it yourself. And they were manipulating your reality in order so that way you would do it yourself. And that way their hands were clean. Okay? Yet here you are. Walking into the next season of your life. And not only are they going to talk about all the lies and the sabotage and the destruction and the chaos, they're also going to talk about your success, how you overcome it, how you made it work out for you. Okay? Now, that's what you're walking into. What's going on within yourself, we're going to look into it. This is about you building a new relationship with your inner child. Showing up and spending time with the little person inside of you. recognizing all the pain, all the suffering, and whatever that you had to deal with and didn't get any type of anything. It's a time of showing up and validating your younger version of yourself. This is recognizing that despite what happened, you deserve better than what you've received. You deserve way better than that. Okay? And you spent your life pretty well finding out that you were always enough already from the get-go. But it was the fact that people were so jealous of you, they constantly had you in this time of change and constantly thinking about yourself and wondering whether or not you were worth anything. The fact that you were always wondering about your self-worth, the fact that you didn't really have anything solid to stand on, no matter where you went, what you did. There was always some sort of deception, there was always some sort of toxicity that brought you into this lower vibration in a constant state of change. And this is where you came to the realization that you deserve better than what you received. People always had you go, go, go and running. Pretty well running for your life. You weren't able to sit and take time for you and actually get to know yourself for who you are. You rarely had the time to get out in nature, and when you did, it was an absolute nightmare. So now you're having to reacquaint yourself within and empower yourself. And you're starting from within rather than your outer environment. Because you know, as you heal and you do what you need to do within yourself and you empower yourself, your outer world will change. So this is telling you to stop, slow down, take in your moments with almost a sacred intention, rather than rush, 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 rush. Smell the fucking roses. Take some time for you. And if you're not all that great with nature, you don't have to, but get into some fresh air or something that you like to do that brings you joy. Because you gotta know that you deserve better. You've been constantly in this energy. With this Five of Pentacles, you've been constantly in this questioning of your self-worth, and that you've always been enough. It's just the toxic people that have been around you that has tried to dim your light. I'm so proud of you, Bradley. Keep going. I'm so proud of you. Empower yourself. Thank you. That just literally put joy on my heart, reading that. Keep going. I believe in you. That's amazing. I almost want to cry. No. So anyway, collective, you have to understand that you're stepping into a new position of reality because you're doing the inner work, because you are because you're going through what you're going through, it's definitely refining you. There's confirmation of that in this reading tonight. Because you're going to be showing up in a different position now, with a different perspective. You're not going to be going through life the same way you did 3 to 6 to 9 months ago compared to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago. It's inevitable. There's always going to be an evolution. There's always going to be a change. Big hugs to you, Bradley. I appreciate you. Keep going. Welcome in, Brooke. Okay, so for you, collective, you're dropping your anger. Okay? You're finally releasing your anger. You're finding courage. You're making a commitment for you. Okay? There's definitely peace on its way. There's definitely healing happening. There's definitely you stepping into your higher power. Okay? And there's certain dreams, there's certain wishes that you've been wanting. There's definitely manifestation coming for you. We have the 9 of feathers here as well. So there's definitely a perspective change. Okay? There's definitely maybe a change in the way you are empowering yourself. You're looking at things from a different perspective. And you're also moving on. There's definitely some transitions. You're getting some insight on particular situations. And you're moving by that thought of analytical reasoning within your mind, right? You're thinking before you're doing something, but you're learning as you go. You're making headway that way. And this is mainly reasoning is because there's been a lot of pain and suffering. There's been a lot of injustice. There's been a lot of lies. There's been a lot of deception around you and that you've been maybe dealing with. And by you nurturing your truth, collective, by you seeing things for not only in your own eyes, but the eyes of others, all right? When you take a step back and you look at other people's perspective, okay, you see things in a different light. And by doing that, okay, you're going to be getting back what was meant for you. Because there's some sneaky energy that's in the air, and they thinking that they're playing you. I'm just telling you right now, they're not. Because you definitely have the sight, you definitely have something about you where you're in the know. Alright? You are tapped in. So, the fact that you're so tapped in, people don't like that. So they're trying to diminish you. Okay? So that way you don't see what they're doing behind closed doors. Okay, they're trying to diminish you so that way you don't step into that insight. What they don't understand is that they are telling on themselves. They're the ones outing themselves to you, and these are the karmics. These are not only the karmics, but your situationship. Okay? They wanted you to feel helpless to the point where you were calling them and begging them. Right? That's how they thought that they were going to get you to come back to them. After they just literally shattered you. And they see you bounce back as quick as you did. It really wasn't quick. It took you years to bounce back. And now they're somehow trying to hold on to you, and they pretty well sabotage every step forward in order to have you in this 7 of acorns in the reverse. totally helpless, totally defenseless, and having nothing. That's what they were hoping for you. The whole thing is they literally pushed you into an awakening. They pushed you into the awakening of your life. So what was supposed to be bringing you to your demise was actually bringing you into your destiny. This is your winning season, collective. And where they wanted you helpless, they didn't realize who you were. They didn't realize. They thought you stuttered. They were sleeping on you. Because here you are in your own little bubble, confident, solid, protected. And you even got your ugly stick nearby just in case. Nothing gonna stop the sun, collective. And I've heard it over the internet. This rise is gonna sting. This rise that you're going into is gonna it's gonna give him a sunburn. They didn't want you free. They didn't want you cutting ties. Why? Because they're hopeful. Maybe they see that you're hopeful, inspired, optimistic, successful. Welcome in, Ryan. They see you in this energy. And they're going to have no choice. What are they going to go do? Go put the sun out? Are they going to go draw the blinds on your life? They don't want to cut ties with you. They don't want you free. They don't want you standing up for yourself. They don't want you awakened to what's actually really going on. And if anything, they want you losing control. They want you losing your authority. They want you losing every credibility bit that you have. And this is after you're broken. This is after the nightmares. This is after all the failures that you rose. After all those learned lessons, you started receiving blessings that money can't even buy. Started nurturing yourself again. And you dropped the bitterness. You dropped the anger. And because you did, and you weren't suffering anymore, they decided to come up against you. Little do they know, they were even played by a player. So once they found out the truth, because they were even lied to, this was your hitman, right? So-called fell in love with you. We're going to get into their story too. You're going to laugh your ass off. Because it's quite pathetic, the way it all happens. Let's just say that much. It's quite pathetic. And the fact that they threw away their 10 of Cups looks good on them. See, the thing is that when they first got with you, they showed up like an emperor. They showed up like somebody that's solid, right? And they were in a separation with their ex. They were in a separation, they were ghosted. They may have been married. Different situation for different people. But they were feeling kind of worthless because they just manipulated somebody else. And then, because they ghosted them, they turned the story onto them. Meanwhile, they were the ones being ghosted. So they were bitter. They wanted a rebound. They wanted somebody to just take their mind off of things. Okay? And then when that made their previous person jealous to come back, then they just dump you on the side of the road. Like you were nothing. Little did they find out after the fact that they ended up falling in love with you. And they were blackmailed into walking away. Because, which I'm going to get into. They're nothing but a con artist. Okay? And this is why they showed up like an emperor. But they were masking an emperor energy. Okay? And their whole idea was to get you to overreact and step into this anger energy enough to just let you go and go back with their ex. And if there was any type of casualty along the way, they didn't give a shit. Because of the abuse, you're going to get justice for this. Because you were already going through a situation and they manipulated into a worse situation, they had contempt of your life. And it shows you getting justice for that. The whole situation, that what I'm saying here is that for everything that was to create your demise and get you to freak out became your rise into you finding out who you actually are. And this doesn't mean that there's any credit going to that situationship, because really, you were on your way anyway. Okay? It's not like you needed their help for that. You were fine on your own. You were pretty well already there. Okay, but you found out who you are. Because you dug deep, you did some healing, you reacquainted yourself with the different parts of who you are, and you stepped into that. You understood how the dynamics of your life You also tied in and tapped into gifts. That also validated quite a bit that you've been dealing with. And it got you out of this kind of Five of Pentacles energy, right? It got you back into this position of nurturing your inner child. And this is where you created distance. So that way you could step into your own energy. So understand that there's definitely stability coming, collective, whether they like it or not. The sabotage, you're going to find out about it. And the fact that you didn't submit to any of their traps, everybody's talking about it. Okay? Everybody's talking about it behind the scenes. Some people are shook on how you know what you know. So keep going, keep being you, keep tapping in, keep standing your ground, because you're on the way. And people will literally have no other choice but to respect you. You got the Nine of Wands. You're a wounded warrior. You got the Seven of Wands. You got the Sun. And you got the Hangman reverse. So this is a huge awakening to you. Okay? You're getting back what was taken from you. Okay? Yes, you were deceived. But you're nurturing your truth, and that's all that matters. You're opening up to new perspectives. You're having hope. You're moving forward, and you're grounding, and you're stepping into this new courageous commitment to your destiny. And you need to continue doing so. You need to continue grounding out and dropping the anger, because it's allowing you to raise your frequency to a new frequency. Anger holds you in a lower frequency. That's why the world's full of chaos. You gotta let it go. It's not yours to deal with. Right? At this point, it's not yours to deal with. So deal with what you can deal with. Deal with what you can control. All right. So this karmic's having an awakening. Okay? They're calling themselves a high priest or high priestess. Okay? And I'm going to say this is all a whole bunch of pathetic bullshit. Okay? And I mean pathetic, not prophetic. I didn't stutter. Okay? And this is a dirty asshole. Sorry, but that's the only way I can say. This is an 18 and over show, so I'm just calling it the way it is. This is a sick, disgusting individual that you're dealing with. Alright? And all they do is walk away. If it's not, they don't take accountability for anything. You've never heard an apology out of this person. And if there was anything particular of an apology, it's more along the lines of, I'm sorry you feel that way. It's not a, I'm sorry for, this is what I did, whatever else, right? There's no accountability whatsoever. Okay? So, they work extremely difficult hours on how they can become emotionally unavailable. They're obscene and obsessed. Okay? And it's almost as if they're taking stock of everything that you're doing. Okay? And they're bitter as fuck at what you're growing. Alright, collective? They're bitter. Bitter, 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 bitter. And what they're going to do is they're going to try to come in like an emperor again. Alright? But they're not. Alright? This person is not to be trusted. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I don't care what type of awakening that they say that they had. Okay? Do not. Like, this is a pig. And I don't mean that in a good sense for Chinese astrology. Okay? This is not someone that you want to be talking to, that you want to be associating with. It's very dirty energy. Okay? They don't think about anything. They don't care. Okay? All they do is continue to walk away. That's it. That's all they do. They are clocking everything that you're building, collective. Alright? And they are emotionally unavailable. Okay? But they are showing up like an emperor. Okay? And they're very, very wishy-washy. 1 minute they're hot, 1 minute they're cold. But they don't want to give you what they want, but they want to take what they want. Okay? Very gross energy. Not flattering at all. This is definitely a walk-away energy. Now, when this energy is around you, you're feeling very overwhelmed. And they're very well overwhelmed. And you being an empath, you take on that energy. Okay? And the fact is that you literally put them into a dark night of the soul with how you dealt with the situation overall. Okay? Because here they said that they were the high priest, or they were the high priestess, or they were the ones with the insight, and that they got all, that you got all their teachings from them. Meanwhile, that's not the case at all. Okay, that's not even the case whatsoever. Okay, and I feel that you are in the public eye. Quite possibly could be like me, reader, whatever. You got a podcast, a YouTube, some sort of social situation, and you're rocking it. You're in your element. This is part of your glow up. This is part of who you are. This is part of what you're stepping into. And they're jealous as all hell about it. Okay? And because of what you bring to the table, you literally put them into a dark night of the soul. You put them in this position of a hermit. Okay? You gave them no other choice but to walk away from all of this shit that they were doing. They had no other choice. They were being embarrassed just by stepping into that. And anything that they chose to do or say about you behind the scenes and behind your back to anyone, it was either don't tell them about what's going on now, otherwise they're finished, right? Because the people that they were lying to and everything, they found your shit after and found out the truth and went, yeah, no. They were drowning. They were literally drowning. That's what they wanted for you. They wanted you hitting rock bottom. They wanted you to be overextending yourself, overworking yourself. They wanted you to get in over your head. It's no fun when the rabbit's got the gun. And the biggest thing is here, the fact that they threw their possibilities away, okay, to follow their dreams. And this person was on divine contract. Okay? You were on a divine contract sent into their life to be a test. And here they thought that they were going to test you. But you were the test, collective. You were there to find out whether or not they were going to step up and actually be somebody. And they tried to destroy you. You're too much of a coward to rise. And you were brought into this person's life to be their karma. To be their vengeance. And the divine works in mysterious ways. And the whole thing is, all you have to be is yourself. Your compassionate, beautiful self. You don't have to do anything else. Because within it is the intention. Welcome in, Juanita. Within it is the intention. And the fact that they didn't self-reflect, and they didn't ask questions, they didn't even answer questions, for that matter. Okay? They didn't even realize they had talents within them. They didn't realize they had gifts. And if they did, they didn't really take them seriously. But you were already on that journey of learning those gifts. You were already on that journey of tapping into those gifts. For yourself, collective. And they tried to ruin that. They outright tried to destroy you. So, did they pass the test? No, they didn't. They ended up hitting rock bottom. And not only did they hit rock bottom, just being them, which is kind of pathetic, they hit rock bottom coming for you on top of it. So it was almost double whammy. Okay? Heaven forbid they thought that things were going to work out, but now they want a second chance, collective. Now that you're sending them through this dark night of the soul, now that they're going through all this chaos, right? Because they come at you saying, oh, I can do this, I can do better, I can da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, they had no idea the work that you had to go through in order to get to where you are. They thought it was easy peasy. The dark night of the soul and the initiation that you go through in order to be in your likeness of who you are, collective, earth angel, chosen, light worker, starseed. The sacrifices that you have to make for your life, of the friendships, the people, the people that you have to let go of, and because a lot of it is solitude, a lot of it is taking time out for yourself, a lot of it is a lot of soul searching. And you can't really have people in your life. You can, but you can't. Because it screws with your energy, specifically if they're toxic. Okay? So this dumbass wants another chance. You outright told them what was going on. And the fact that they weren't willing to self-reflect. They realized it was their ego. It was just an opportunity. And because they were masking, and they were very, very, they were very lucid and very to the point, very much in reality with what they were doing. This was premeditated to come up and sabotage you. Again, they wanted you absolutely overwhelmed. They came at you like they didn't have to meditate. They came at you like they didn't have to introspect, that they knew exactly what they were talking about. You know, they played a good game. But you found out after the fact that they weren't very self-care oriented. Okay? And they had a lot of expectations. And this is what worries them. This is what's stressing them out now. This is what's giving them migraines. Collective, they not only fumbled you, they tried to destroy you. And not only did they throw away the possibilities, now they're sitting in this stress pot of emotions, wondering what to do with themselves. Because it's all coming back to haunt them. It's all coming back to haunt them. And at this point, they have nothing and no one to blame but themselves. Because had they showed up honest, had they showed up transparent from the get-go, and didn't lie and didn't deceive, they might have been able to maybe get a second chance. But because they started with a lie, and they didn't stop, and they were extremely deceptive, there's no other chance for a second chance. There's no possibility. A mistake is a mistake, but something that's actually premeditated, no. And lies are premeditated. Because if you can't just tell the truth, then you're lying. And what are you lying for? What are you lying about? Why? What's the intention behind the lie? Why would you want to deceive somebody? And you were their 10 of Cups, Collective. You were the wish fulfillment. And you know what? It's odd that you guys might have actually prayed for each other. And you were ready for it, and they weren't. And then they got manipulated. They were going to get paid off. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. Money, hungry, greed. There's nothing to do with anything else. Nothing to do with love, really. And this is where their bad reputation goes. Because they get somebody close enough. A widowmaker is what they're called. Let's just say that it's your last relationship. Let's just say that it's somebody that that dates somebody basically to kill them. And then take the money. And they do it by depleting your energy. They do it by basically draining you to the point where you have no self-worth, no self-confidence, no nothing left. So Collective, just know that you're winning. Now, a couple different timelines. They very well could be coming in to try again. So you already know what's going on, right? Now you might have an offer come in that they want to marry you. They might want to put a ring on it. They might have a house. They might want to have you join in on that house. Do not forget what they did to you. Because they're going to come in with an idea, because they've literally wanted you helpless. But the fact that no matter how helpless they get you, you're still surviving, you're still striving, you're still making something happen. You're literally unstoppable. So if you continue to keep going, you don't need to take their offer. But they're going to come in with an offer to say that they want to stand with you, they want to, they want to protect you, they want to give you a place to rest and just be. And apparently they want to say sorry. But it's going to be a sorry you feel that way kind of situation. Here's a house. But it's literally them trying to tie you back into your energy again. It's them trying to tap into you, tap into what you're building, and siphon from it. So they're basically coming into like a one-day supply of candy, projecting that you've got like a 10-year supply of candy at least, or a lifelong supply. Meanwhile, it's only a day's supply. They're coming in with the same old bullshit breadcrumb. For some of you, they've already done that. Right? And now they're coming in to try to do it one more time. But because they've already come in, and because you already know who they are, they've already shown up to who they are. You already know what their plan is. Right? If you want a good laugh, you can hear them out. And then, have fun putting them back in their place again. But you have to understand you're dealing with a toxic individual. Okay? You're dealing with an extremely toxic individual. This toxic individual does not care. They don't care. They never did. They never will. So for them to come in and offer you something, it's just to tie you back in with another bunch of bullshit. And what they're trying to do is they're going to try to tie you into a third-party situation to where they can just have their cake and eat it too. They haven't changed one bit, collective. And they're going to come in saying that they're this emperor now. Okay? And I tell you, it's not going to... Pathetic is what comes to mind. Prophetically pathetic. Alright, Spirit, what's going on? Can I get another 6 stack for the current energy for my collective? What do we got? By the way, everybody, if you want a personal reading, you can do so. Hit up the Hipsy link. I'm open for business, for readings. Alright, collective, you best be open to the downloads coming in for you. You've got a couple more things that you need to clear out. and things are going to start balancing out in your favor. If you're going through a really rough time right now, just know that this is clearing it all out. This is why it's all coming to the surface. Yeah. I can't. This is just basically confirmation. So we're starting off with temperance, right? So we're talking about balance. We're talking about harmony. You're finally stepping into what you're meant for, right? Things are making sense again, collective. Right? You're finally stepping into what's meant for you, which I'm extremely proud of you. You've even went as far as self-empowerment. You're recognizing your sacred wisdom within you. Not only that, is you're recognizing how good of a manifester and the fact that you still have willpower. You still have the ability to manifest your best life, whatever you want. All the tools, the talents, the gifts, whatever, they're all within you. And ultimately, people can come around and rip you off, but they can't rip you off. Because what is actually special about you is all within you. The most special part about you, it's not the shit that you have, it's what's within you. Right? So, like these cards, I love my cards, don't get me wrong, I'm very dedicated to my cards, but I really don't need them. Right? Because what's actually beautiful about me is all within me. It's not about the cards. The cards just help tell the story. Okay? So, the fact that you're recognizing who you are, you're digging deep, you're letting go of that what no longer serves you, and you're holding on to what does. You're holding on to the lessons. You're recognizing and you're giving reverence and respect to the lessons. You're seeing how they've helped you develop, they've helped you refine your perspective, your status, your standards, your boundaries, to create a safe, peaceful, peace of mind, perspective and attitude to move forward with. Despite how heinously sadistic and covert and manipulative and disgusting these pathetic assholes were that come up against you, collective, it's still bringing you into something beautiful. Okay, because being the magician, I think this is giving you the idea and the idea and ability to transmute. It's like the learning is in the happening, and that particular angel card come out as well tonight. So with this whole idea of them trying to open up old wounds and trying to juggle and bring balance to a situation, okay, I'm going to say this right now. The Ace of Crystals, the Ace of Pentacles, is basically to come in and siphon from you, ruin everything you have. And they think that they're digging up shit on you. They think that they're digging up things on the situation because of lies and deception that was told to them by other people. They were lied to, and this is why they're hating on you. And they're working their magic, they're working their energetics, they're working all this stuff to come at you and ruin everything. It all is based on a lie. Now, you might have ghosted this person. This could be a different energy, different timeline. But I'm getting like an old friend. I'm kind of picking up on an old friend. It might not have been even an ex. It very well could have been them absolutely obsessed with you. And they're somehow trying to get into some sort of energy with you. And because you friend zoned them, they took it the wrong way. They thought that you didn't want them in their life. Meanwhile, you wanted to be just friends with them. But they were overbearing. They were very manipulative. They were almost like a succubus, kind of overshadowing, smothering kind of energy, and you took a back seat to that. You're like, no, I don't want this in my life. You want to be a friend, you want to walk together, that's fine, but you have your energy, I have mine. Stop smothering me. Right? So because you friend zoned them, because you decided, no, I'm going to keep my distance, I have my own journey, you have yours, they took offense to that. And this is why they're coming at you, to try to ruin you. Right? They took it personal, that you needed space. It was nothing to do with really anything personal. It was just the fact that you were going on a journey and you knew exactly what you needed and what you didn't. And they could not provide you at that time what you needed. Now, if this was that other previous energy, yeah, they very well could be coming in to try again. Open up old wounds, try again, and try and balance things, only to rip it out from underneath you, to take it away. Take it from you. Yeah, they want to leave you in the cold. Apparently you left them out in the cold. Meanwhile, you wanted nothing to do with them because they were blowing it out of proportion. Queen of Acorns, you were nurturing your passions. You were nurturing what you wanted to do with your life. You were nurturing your creativity, and they were jealous of it. Yeah. They wanted you to have an end to your magician abilities, to your creating, to your willpower, to your transformation. They wanted to end it. Yeah. A lot of unrest as well. They brought a lot of unrest to you. Queen of Crystals, I was just thinking that. Like, this is kind of like a Capricorn kind of energy. And apparently she's in this kind of energy where it's very vindictive, right? She would find very much a lot of comfort and prosperity to bring about an end to your Ace of Pentacles. Because she's stingy like that. Very well could be a cusp, but she's very stingy. Extremely. Emotionally manipulative. Extremely. She's envious of your beauty that you have within you. She's envious of your creativity. She's envious of the way that you show your passion. They're envious at the fact that you focus on yourself. And your cutoff game is like out of this world. You reveal what's in the dark. And to some degree, what makes them restless is the fact that you do so. Is the fact that you bring out what's in the dark. You call people on their shit. Action and focus, yeah. It seems like they're taking action. They're bringing you in this position of unrest, and then they're taking action, because then at least they have something to work with. The fact that you're feeling helpless, the fact that you're feeling alone, because pretty well sabotaged your relationships, right? Sabotaged all your friendships, all your connections. And the truth is coming out about this. That's what they don't understand. Yeah. The truth is coming out. They literally have no hope in a handbasket for this. They are going to be taken out of their comfort zone. You very well could be taken out of your comfort zone at the truth of it. And yeah, this is something that they can't walk away from. The fact that you're getting the support that you need, and the fact that you're actually going to get some sort of help here with whatever you're going through. You're going to get some sort of support. Yeah. Things are going to fall into your lap. The information is literally going to fall into your lap. You're not going to be happy with what you find, because you are going to find out about the sabotage. You're going to find out about what was going on behind the scenes. You're not going to be happy with the situation. There's something here that you need to hear somebody out. Whoever this is that's coming in, this is a side note, whoever's coming in, they're petrified. But they have some information. They have some information that you need. And this information is actually going to help set you free from what you're going through. They're going to tell everything. But they were also, again, they were manipulated. So this is a bunch of different energies coming in. So you will be getting communication coming in. What do we got on the bottom? Yeah, Queen of Feathers. You're going to be able to nurture the truth. You're going to be able to step forward with that. Yeah. You already know the truth, collective. It's already been intuitively nudged to you already about the imbalance. It's just you're questioning it, or you're in the position of you needing actual 3D confirmation to connect the dots. And people have been very, very sly to throw the rock and hide their hand, and to slow it down and slow this all down. But they're trying to get you to miss out on the ability to report, or the ability to bring it forward. But the stars are aligned for you. Okay? You're in the process of healing, so while they're stalling out, you're healing. And Spirit's saying you're coming back with a vengeance. They thought that they could end you. They thought that they could just kill you off. They thought that they could just, sabotage everything and come at you with a whole bunch of situations. No. No. You keep bouncing back, collective. And quite frankly, they have no idea what they're bargaining with. They've not a clue. Not a freaking clue what they are bargaining with. Because some of these people are actually into magic, and they're into the dark shit, and they think that they're actually getting somewhere with the dark shit. Meanwhile, they're really not. It might appear like it is, but it's just an illusion. You know, that's why I would rather rip the fucking eyes out of a demon before I would ever sell my soul. Yeah. Because I've seen it happen. I've seen people sell their soul, and I've seen what the darkness does to them. And it's the fact is that if they consent to the darkness, it's out of my hands. It's out of my hands. I can't help them. And neither can you, collective. Okay? If you know someone that you're trying to help and they've submitted to the darkness, you don't have to ask them. All you have to do is ask spirit. Ask your spirit guides. Spirit guides, angels, allow me to witness what they are about. Allow me to witness their status. Do they give their heart and their soul and their vow to the divine, or do they give it to the darkness? And they will show themselves. And when they show themselves, you can act accordingly. You don't have to point it out. It's none of your business. Okay? It's really none of your business. That's their journey. If they're willing to come to ask you for guidance and they don't take it, that's on them. That's their journey, not yours. If they come back to ask you about more advice but they don't take it, and they end up in a shamble, that is not your problem, collective. And you have these people come back at you numerous times asking you for advice. They don't take it. Collective, you do not have to continue to giving out to these imbeciles that take you for granted. You do not have to keep giving information and guidance to these people that think you're a joke. So know who you share your energy with. Okay? And act accordingly to how people show up for you. There's a major awakening here. There's a major movement with communication. There's a lot of grounding. There's a lot of comfort here. There's a lot of recovery and transformation. Following your passions and creativity. Being persistent about new possibilities. Okay? Continue building what you're building. Do not lose faith. Do not lose confidence in what you're building and what you put so much work into. Okay? With what you are inspired in, and don't allow others to tell you how much inspiration that you're going to have with these passions. You have as much and as little as whatever. You just go with the flow. You go with what's good with you. This is where a lot of the balance and harmony and self-empowerment and ambition is going to come forward when you light that fire under your own ass. But I guarantee you, these clowns in this circus, okay? It's all getting shut down. This whole idea that they're going to try to they might throw a hiccup, they might throw a roadblock, they might throw this or that in the way, but it's not going to stop you. And again, this rise is going to sting. If anybody gets in the way, they're burned. They're getting burned. They might get scorched. Your ancestors, even the angels are not playing. You got Archangel Michael, you got Archangel Metatron, you got Archangel Jermael, you've got, who else? Raguel, detach yourself from drama, that's another one that come out tonight. And which one? Yeah, Mary Queen of Angels, she's kicking it with you. Yeah, an Earth Guardian. You are an Earth Guardian, you're learning as it happens. Because what you're going through right now, this journey, it's never been done before. Okay? Never been done before. You are the teacher being taught by divine intervention. So just go with the flow. Don't allow other people's dumbass opinions in, and just go with it. It's not about them. This is not their journey. Are you just going to let them drive your car when they don't even have your map to your life? Are you just going to let them in their car and just drive your car? I'm not. No. You drive your own fucking car. If you need to pull over for a night out, you pitch a tent or something and, you have a little camp out, fine. Take a rest. Do what you need to do for you. They can't come to where you're going, and they're butthurt about it. They see you winning, collective. They see you winning, so this is what they're trying to do, is distract you. Right? They're telling you, oh, look over here, look over here. While they're doing something over there. It's all going to come out. It's all going to be revealed to you. You had the moon up in the reverse. So anything done in the dark is coming to light. And yeah. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. So if you're needing to speak up and you're wondering whether or not you should, speak up. Speak up. When I came to YouTube and I started telling my story, and all my OGs know, like, I've been through it. Right? And the fact that I'm still going is kind of a miracle in itself. Despite it all. But the thing is, when you make a vow, when you've been brought back to life again, and you make a vow, and then someone tries to distract you, you've literally got nothing left to lose but yourself. And when you are healed within, when you are strong and confident, and you understand your own as much as somebody else's, and you take yourself outside of yourself to see it from a bird's eye view, you start to realize that it's not just about your experience and who you are. It's about the placeholder that you play in other people's lives. It's about the impact that you make through the intention that you have. That makes or breaks your reality and your destiny. Our life is a series of tests of intention. And where we think that there are people out there that, oh yeah, okay, nobody's going to see this, nobody's going to see that, nobody's going to know. Keep it in the dark. Keep it hush-hush. The divine sees everything. The divine knows your intention. The divine knows your plan. The divine knows exactly what you are going to amount to. The divine is what gives you the variables and the choices and the opportunities in order to be who you are. And the people that come around and try to lie on the divine, they have no idea what they're doing because they're thinking that they're fooling people by being deceptive, and the only thing that they're doing is fooling themselves, because the divine don't let you away with shit. So when you want to deceive someone in your family for like an inheritance, or they want to steal something from you like an inheritance, and they thinking that they're going to get away with it, you're sadly mistaken. There's a time and a place for everything. Just as there's a time and a place for tyranny, there's a time and a place for justice. And they had their fun. They had their tyranny. They had their chaos. And now, you're going to get your justice, collective. And the best part about it is they're falling into their own traps. This could be 3D justice. This could be divine justice. Either way, justice is here. What might look chaos and chaotic, as far as collectively, what's chaotic right now is in the process of transformation. It's going to get a little dusty, right? With any demolition, with any renovation, it's going to get dirty. It's bound to. But what's going to turn out afterwards remains to be seen. It's all within the overall intention of what we show up with. And this is what I'm saying. The intention that you move forward with from this day on will represent your next season. And the best part about being a magician is you have all the paint, you have all the brushes, you have all the canvas that you need to make or break what you want into your life. This is all up to you. It's not something that you can rush. It's a moment-to-moment basis. Nothing more, nothing less. And all the time you were waiting for that light at the end of the tunnel, not realizing that whole light that you were looking for, that you were searching for, that you were running towards, it was already within you. It was always within you. How do you expect to get out of the hole? How do you expect to get out of that tunnel? You were that light. And that light was reflecting back to you. If this was your message, collective, take it. If it wasn't your message, don't try to make it fit. This is a confirmation to give you the idea that you are still winning. It's to give you the idea that you are stronger than you believe, that you could ever think. This is to validate and witness your success. Because despite how much these people want to ruin you and take you out and take you down, a lot of them are shook. A lot of them are actually learning from you. And a lot of them are happy because not only are you helping them with their current situation, you're blowing their minds with everything else. These karmics that are backing away, that are pissed off about your situationship that tried to ruin you because they were so jealous and envious of you. These karmics are learning something from you. These karmics are healing. And these karmics can understand now why they're so jealous. Because you can't compete where you don't compare. And they tried to compete with somebody they couldn't compare with. And the whole thing is they take things to a dark place. They take things to a place of abandonment, where you take things to a tribe. You take things to a solid feeling of love and strength and confidence within yourself because of your successes despite the chaos. You have more wins than failures, collective. And that's something to say. You've had a lot of sabotage in your life, but you still are bouncing back, you're still winning. It's not how you get screwed up, it's how you get back up. And 9 times out of 10, you're getting back up in a better way than what you were prior. Some of these imbeciles are playing checkers and you're playing Othello. Kind of similar but different. Othello's a little bit more grounded, I find. A Chinese checkers. Understand you're winning. Understanding you're rising. Understand you're transforming. And you're not only learning, you're teaching at the same time. So let them watch. Collective, you're about to change the world. And I don't even think you realize it. By you standing in your power, by you standing in your power and moving forward, by you taking that leader position, by you setting example and setting the standard, you give somebody something to look forward to. You give somebody something to work with. You got your monkeys that like to monkey see, monkey do, right? So let them watch. Make the ripples. Make the ripples. Let them watch. They'll have no other choice but to sit and take notes. By the great divine light and angels and the oldest of ancestors, the Great Spirit, I ask of you to blanket the collective with healing, forgiveness, and love, not only for themselves, but for others. Let us finally release and set our standards and boundaries of peace of mind and healing to be predominant and a priority. Let prosperity and abundance reign upon our lives in magical ways that are unexpected. And let any ill will sent our way be automatically transmuted into that abundance and prosperity. Let them watch us eat, and let them watch us rise for the beautiful intention that we have within our hearts. Let us stand as a tribe, as a nation, as a world, as a humanity, and lead by a righteous, just, peaceful intention and example. I want to thank you to my members, my supporters, my subscribers, for being part of the tribe. I appreciate you from the bottom of my soul. As within, so without, as above, so below. And so it is. Continue focusing with your intuition, allowing it to guide you, stepping into your next season. Two more days. If you can't be good at it, please be good to yourself. So that way, you can be good to others. Psych, I'm just kidding. Alright, Michael, you put your heart in the chat. What's going on with Michael? What does Michael need? What's going on with Michael? Oh, you got a rebirth coming. Oh, yeah, baby. You might be going through a dark night of the soul. You are disempowered at the moment, but you need to stand on the truth that is you. You don't see the rebirth coming. You don't see the new stability coming. You don't see any of it. It's going to blow your mind. Yep. Yep. There very well could be a King of Cups who you're dealing with right now, where you're staying. A King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, energy, manipulative, energetically draining, It's a very gross energy. They're energetically draining you. They're on your, you're on your last nerve. Let's just say that much. You need to continue to ground and nurture yourself and nurture your finances and nurture your magic that's within you. Okay? And you need to start standing on truth. You need to stick up for yourself. Not necessarily physically, but more or less with your thoughts and your words. You need to start holding better meetings when it's regarding to your situation. You got to have better meetings up in your head when you're pondering. Don't be so bitter. Drop the bitter, drop the anger, drop all that crap. Okay? Nurture. Nurture. Step into your Queen of Pentacles energy. Okay? And take no shit. All love, peace and tranquility, but take no shit. Okay, but you are stepping into a beautiful, beautiful space, beautiful energy. You just got this dumbass on the side trying to thwart it. So, whoever this manipulative King of Cups is on the side, they're very, very dirty. Yeah, being sneaky and trying to open up old wounds. Like they're outright lying, deceptive, trying to steal from you. Yep, they expect you to give to them because they're unbalanced. They're having a hard time juggling, and because they're having a hard time juggling, they expect you to pay up. And they're trying to destroy something. Yeah, they want to bring chaos. But you walked away from this energy. You no longer see what the big deal was about this particular shit, and they were indecisive. You're focusing on your heart space, and that's what you're supposed to do. Focus on and strengthen your heart. Love yourself for a change. Don't allow their bullshit, toxic energy. No, this is a particular person you need to cut off with and never let back in your life again. They thinking that they're gonna whizzle their way back in at some point. They're not. Nothing they can do or say is going to be good enough. Yeah, focus on your future, because you might need to work in silence. This is about dropping burdens that are no longer yours to carry. These are people that you might have taken under your wing. But I'll tell you, not worth it. It's really not. Maximilian, take a leap of faith. You've been through enough. You're changing the whole way of you, the way you look at people, the way you show your emotions, the way you share your emotions. You're much more guarded now. You're kind of stepping into a new standards. You're raising the bar. People now want to reconcile with you for some odd reason, and it's mainly just to kind of control you or get you out of this emperor kind of energy. They're trying to manipulate you somehow. Okay, so there's going to be some sort of a new relationship possibility here. But you don't think it's going to work out. You don't think you got what it takes. You don't think you have it, so it's just not working out. That's the mind frame. And I don't know, Max. There's definitely, you should have some hope here. The stars here. Like something is definitely aligned here. And if there's something here that you want to talk about, you need to speak up. Because it's kind of showing here there's a bit of wishy-washy kind of energy, because you're unsure. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you don't think you got what it takes. You don't think you've worked hard enough for it. You don't think you're worthy of it. And to be honest, if you work as hard as you work in my life to be who you are, I can almost guarantee that there's definitely something there. So if anybody needs to stop the hate talk, it's probably you. Max, the change is not on the horizon. Okay? Okay, let me put it this way. If you want the change to be on the horizon, then be the horizon. Because that's what you are. You are the experience. You are the horizon. You don't have to be anything other than what you are. This is my main point. Everybody puts a whole bunch of pressure into it. But you just being you, you stepping into that energy of who you are, in your fullest energy of authenticity and love and respect, first of all, for yourself. Who gives a fuck about anybody else? Focus on you for yourself. And this goes for everybody. Okay? If you'd only realize you are the horizon that you're searching for. It's all energy. You want to talk about manifestation? The moment you step into that manifestation and you believe it with all of your might, with every bit of you, there's nothing that can turn your mind. There's nothing that can turn your view. There's nothing that can turn you away or distract you. Once you can be in this energy of already encompassing what you already need or want, I already said too much. Everything you've ever searched for outside of yourself was always within you to start with. Anything that mattered. Your courage, your love, your integrity, your compassion, your authenticity, your creativity. It's all from within you. The thing is, we have our reality to manifest whatever we want. So don't forget me when you're living your best life. Always remember who helped you rise. And most importantly, there may be people that help you rise, but there's going to be people that are going to help you rise only to get halfway there and then they trip you. So be careful. Always question the intention of other people. You have every right to question the intention of others. Specifically when you're stepping forward into something important. And something is very important to you that you're working on. Be very, very choosy as to who you share that with. That's the biggest lesson that I've learned in my 40, soon to be 42 years of life. Or 43, I don't know. I think I lost count. I know it's been at least 41. Yeah, 42. Okay, I mean it this time. I'm gonna make it a early night tonight. I hope you guys have a good evening. I have a feeling I'm gonna do a elemental earth or air or fire or water, focusing on just the earth signs or the air signs or the fire signs or the water signs. I think I might start that next week. But once I start it, I'm gonna have to continue with it. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put it in the Karmic chicken. And when I shuffle the Karmic chicken deck, I will, if that card comes out, then that means that that's the one that's gonna come out next. I think that's what I might do. I might just let the cards tell me. So, yeah. Sounds like a plan. So, if you want to donate to my birthday fund, it would be amazing. If you want to get a reading and have me work for it, you can do that too. I appreciate you being here tonight. I do appreciate all the donations over the last couple days. I'm very, very grateful. And it's definitely helping me out. I'm paying some bills off. I'm eating. And yeah, it's a good day. But there's definitely changes in the horizon. I'm not going to state those changes. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave you curious. Thank you for showing up, Ryan. Whispers, Shelly, Girl Talk with Stab, Sarah Slays, Maria Phillips, Max Juanita, Michael, Maureen, Audrey, Red Elephant. By the way, there should be a jam sesh I did today. It's all stuck in waiting, so you might have caught that earlier, you might not have. It should be on eventually, if it's not on now. But if it's not, I'm very sorry. Because I've tried editing it, I've tried to put it back to where it's good to go, and apparently I'm not allowed to have my own music on YouTube. So, whatever that makes, it's my tube, okay? Not anybody else's. I'm not plagiarizing anyone. But I should be able to monetize off my own music. Why the hell not? Yeah. 19 likes, 255 views. 1 day ago. And it's not allowing me to even click on it. YouTube, get it together. Please. Anyway. Sweet dreams, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. And, yeah. Anyway, I catch you in the next video, right? Please, 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 please be good to yourself. If you can't be good at it. If you're dull, if you're boring, at least be good to yourself. Stop be hate talking all, you know. Be good to yourself if you can't be good at it. So that way you can be good to others. And I'll catch you in the next one. Sweet dreams.